Welcome to our lesson of Adobe Photoshop. In this lesson, we are going to learn about how we can make a t-shirt design by using the tools of Adobe Photoshop. Well, there are a couple of methods of how you'll be able to make a t-shirt design. But today, I'm going to show you how you'll be able to make an adventure t-shirt design and without facing any hassle. Well, some of you might think that it is a lot complex and why we are using Photoshop. Why aren't we using Adobe Illustrator? Well, both of them are quite the same, but if you want like more graphics and more resolution and obviously more tools in making a t-shirt design, people might say you can use Adobe Illustrator, but you can also do the same thing in Adobe Photoshop. And obviously Adobe Photoshop has that ability. So first off, what we're gonna do is open up Adobe Photoshop. In this lesson, first what we're going to do is open up a new file. When we open up a new file, you will see an interface like this will appear up. And after it appears up, what we're going to do is use in a default Photoshop size, or we can make up on our own. First off, what I'm going to do is click on inches or pixels. That's like totally up to you how you're going to work on it. I'm going to select on inches. Let's say I'm going to keep it width to be 8 and height to be 9. And now I'm going to do is keep the resolution to be 300, keep it to be pixel per inch, color mode to be RGB, and select the background to be white. And you can use 8-bit, but most of the time I prefer using 16-bit. But if you keep it 8-bit, what will happen is that it will take less space on your PC and also your memory, and then you will be able to work on it more, fluently and more proficiently. Okay, so what we're gonna do is keep it to be 8-bit. Now keep the color profile to be working RGB, which is sRGB IEC6 and 19662.1, and keep the pixel aspect ratio to be square pixel. After you're done, just click on this orientation. If you want it to be portrait, keep it portrait, but if you wanted landscape, you can keep it landscape too. But first off, I'm gonna do is keep it to be portrait, so that I can use or make all of the edits on a specific page or specific document, and then later on I can move it directly to the mockup file, which is going to be the t-shirt. First off, what we're going to do is press on create now, and you can see that an interface like this will appear up. The next thing what we're going to do is going to be editing our the design. If you want to edit your design, first of all, what we're going to do is click on this option, or go to Windows, click on workspace, and keep it on essentials default. Now what we're going to do is going to be editing our file. But first off, what I'm going to do is click on this and extend it so that I can use all of the information or all of the tools Adobe Photoshop has to offer. First off, I'm going to do is open up another one, or open up the design which I'm going to use in this, the t-shirt design. As this is an adventure type t-shirt design, so I'm going to go on file now, click on open. And I'm going to go over here, or go over to the file which I have, which is going to be PS, where I have all of the designs which I'm going to use today. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to see for a file which is here. I can use the AI, or I can use this photo too. So if I want to use the photo, so I'm going to click on this photo, and you will see that it will process for a while, and then in a couple of seconds it will select the design, and then I'll be able to use it. So first off, what I'm going to do is Control T. And you can see that it will, obviously take a bit of a time to select it. But if it's not selecting, what you have to do is going to be a bit different. So first I'm going to go is layer comp. So I'm going to open it up and see which layer it is first. Okay. So if the layer option does not appear up, what we're going to do is going to be changing the new workspace. Press on save. Yes. And it will open up the new space. And then we'll be able to select the layer which we are going to use in this lesson today. From here, what we're going to do is click on this layers option, and you can see the first layer is over here, which is layer 0. Now I'm going to do is obviously make some changes on this one. First off, I'm going to do is add in another layer. I'm going to do is copy this file, or copy just this design over on this page. If you want to do that, what I'm going to do is select the parts which I want to use. First off, what I'm going to do is go over to this tool, click on Magic Wand tool, and you will see, click on it with your left mouse key, and you can see all of them has been selected. But I don't want all of them to be selected. First off, I'm going to do is Control Z. I'm going to do is right click on it. If it doesn't work, just click on Quick Selection tool, and then you'll be able to select the parts which you don't want to use. So I'm going to do is select this part. I'm going to do is keep it like this. I'm going to do is click on this minus. I'm going to do is select these parts, which is going to be a bit different. So I'm going to do is next time do is use the magic wand tool, click on it, and you can see all of them has been selected again. If it doesn't work, so what we're going to do is use the last one, which is going to be the object selection tool. From here, you'll be able to select the object which you want to specifically use. So what we're going to do is going to be take the whole thing on, let's say a shape or an object where we're going to be able to use all of it all together. From here, we're going to select this part. Okay, so I'm going to do is select this part only. And it will take a bit of a time to process the photo or process the object in the specific, photo or, the design. And then you'll be able to apply it directly. But if it still doesn't work, what you have to do is overlay it on a specific object, which I just said a while ago. So if it doesn't work here too, because there are like a lot of these white substances which you will be able to use. So I'm going to do is like next time I'm going to do is copy the whole thing directly to, the file or the document which I newly created, and then paste it right over there. But sometimes what it happens is that when the file cannot be, scanned, or, the details cannot be scanned, then you will be not able to select the specific object from the photo. Okay, that happens quite regularly. Then what you have to do is use the brush tool and then select it specifically. Only then you'll be able to use it, but it's going to take a bit of a time. So as I'm going to keep this lesson to be a bit subtle, so I'm not going to do that, and I'm just going to show you how you'll be able to put the design on your document so that you are going to be able to edit it according to your desire. So first off, I'm going to do over here is wait for it to process, and then later on see the result. So now I'm going to do is take on this, you can see the objects now, which has been selected. You can like take on this, let's say I'm going to keep on OK and click on this move tool, press on Control T and see if it is like selected. But if it's not selected, move to the move tool, and then you'll be able to select whichever part you want to use. Let's say I'm going to select this part, or select whichever part you want. But as I'm not going to do that because this is like taking a bit of a time to actually process it, and sometimes it cannot be selected perfectly, but as you can see, only this part has been selected. You can take it individually if you want to, but if you don't want to, you can like take it over here and take it over to Untitled and then paste it and see if it actually works. But only the overlay is going to work like that. But if you don't want that, what I'm going to do is make a shape over here. I'm going to right click on it and make an ellipse tool. For why I am using an ellipse tool, because I want the photo to appear over here. So I'm going to click on this layer option, and I'm going to add in a layer so that I can apply it over here. I'm going to click on this layer, press on shift so that you can get a perfect sized, circle, and you can see the shape has been made and also made into this, black color. But if you don't want that, just go to properties and change the color. So I'm going to go over here and select the tool, and I'm going to select the white. Okay, press on OK, and you can see it has been turned into white. But what I'm going to do is going to be change this. Okay, so I'm going to do is click on this option and go over here. I'm going to do is Control Z, which is going to be right over here. Okay, so I'm going to do is Control T, which is going to be like this. I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to do is take it over on this file. Or what you can do is open embedded and then place it over there. If you want to open embedded, just click on over here, press on this file, click on open or place embedded, and you're going to select the file again, which is going to be this one, and the photo will be appeared over here. But first, what I'm going to do is click on OK. I'm going to do is right click on it, rasterize it if you want to, but if you don't want it, just click on create clipping mask, and you can see the design has been made. Press on Control T by selecting on the photo layer, Control T. I'm going to do is resize it a bit more and keep it quite like this. Okay, that looks a lot more better. I'm going to keep it like this, and as you can see that it has been made, I'm going to click on OK. Now what I'm going to do is going to be taking this, okay, like this. I'm going to click on ellipse and both of them together. I'm going to do is merge them, okay, so that both of them are together all the time. So what I'm going to do is convert to smart object, and you can see this has turned into a smart object. So let's say I'm going to rename it to the inner layer. Hit on enter, and you can see this has been made, and I can move it wherever I want. Now the next thing what I'm going to do is going to be adding in the next layer. Okay, so if you want to add the next layer, I'm going to do is make another shape over here. So let's say I'm going to do is add in another layer. I'm gonna do is make another ellipse tool. I'm gonna take is, like this. You can see it has been made. I'm gonna increase it a bit more, and I can see it has been made. Okay, I'm gonna click on this move tool, click on this. I'm gonna do is click on the opacity and decrease it so that I can see it and place it according to my desire. You can see this has been perfectly, kept. So I'm gonna keep it like this now, as it is like perfectly aligned. I'm gonna do is click on this tool again. Okay, I'm gonna click on this, shape. I'm gonna increase it a bit more so that I can keep it to be, let's say a bit more like perfect. So as you can see, this is now more perfect. What I'm gonna do is take it and align it according to my desire. I'm gonna keep it over here. Okay, now I'm gonna do is add in our text. If you want to add in our text, then you're going to like have to make another layer. But first I'm gonna do is increase the opacity. I'm gonna do is obviously make or like take it underneath. The first stuff I'm gonna do is keep the layer to be something else. Let's say I'm gonna change the color to be somewhat a bit yellowish, or you can take it from the photo too. First I'm gonna do is take it a bit over here. I'm gonna do is take this color. So I'm gonna click on this fill tool. I'm gonna click on this option or panel, and then I will select this color, press on OK, and you will see that color will be applied. And if you don't want that, you can also change this color, select on it and keep it to be a bit more darker, press on OK, and now you can see it is a bit more darker. What I'm gonna do is take it underneath so that it is below it, and you'll be able to select or place it according to your desire. So I'm gonna do is keep it like this. I'm gonna do is ellipse 1. I'm gonna keep it over here, keep the inner layer to be over here, and I can see it has been perfectly made. Next thing what I'm gonna do is obviously merge these two. Okay, merge these two also. But first off, I'm gonna do is add in another layer to add in our text. So if you want to add in your text, first what I'm gonna do is convert it into a smart object first. I'm gonna do is right click on it. I'm gonna do is convert to smart object so that all of them are together. Now I'll be able to add in our text. First off, I'm gonna do is add in our layer. I'm gonna do is, let's say this is the text. Let's say text 1. Hit on enter. I'm gonna do is not the inner layer, which is going to be this, but as this is the inner layer, let's say I'm gonna turn this into the circle, like let's say the circle design. Make sure to like, keep it to be arrangeable and also like so that you can see or you can manage it. But another thing you can keep in mind that if you want to edit it later on, don't turn it into a smart object so that you won't be able to add in layers later on or like make changes. But if you do want to make changes again on this layers, right click on it and convert it to layers again, and those will turn into layers again. But if you don't want that, press Ctrl Z. I'm going to keep it on smart object. Okay, now I'm going to do is click on text 1, which is going to be this. I'm going to click on this text tool. I'm going to add in our text, which is going to be right here. I'm going to do is cut it and keep some, let's say I'm going to keep or add in a motto. Let's say traveling. I'm going to cut it is in our blood. Okay, traveling is in our blood. I'm going to do is select this text and change the font. Let's see whichever font we want to use. I'm going to click on over here and see how it actually looks like. You can see how it is. I'm going to go down and select whichever font I want to use. I'm going to go down a bit more and select the one which I actually want. I'm going to go down a bit more and select whichever font which you like feel like is, like placeable or usable. Okay, let's say I can select whichever one I want. Let's say I can use this one too, but this one looks okay. I'm going to use this one. Okay, traveling is in our blood, and I'm going to select this part. I'm going to click on this, properties, and you'll be able to like fix it, but that's like totally up to you how you're going to do it. I'm going to click on over here and take it over here. Okay, I'm going to keep the properties over here. I'm going to go over to character and fix it according to my desire. If you want to like change it, you can also change it. Okay, but I'm going to keep it like this. You can change the paragraph style too. You can change the font size. Just go to characters and you will be able to change the font and all of those all together. But if you want it to be, let's say I'm going to do is text, this, the like spaces, you can change that to, let's say I'm going to keep it to be 1 and see how it actually looks like. You can change the font from over here too. That's like totally up to you how you're going to do it. So what we're gonna do is curve the text so that I can place it over on this layer. So I'm gonna do is click on this option, and you will see an option like this will appear up, this dot. And now what you're gonna do is left click on with your left mouse key, and then curve it according to your desire. I'm gonna keep it like this or keep it according to your desire. First I'm gonna do is place it over here and place it according to my desire so that I can use it for various purpose. Now let's say I'm gonna do is keep it over here. I'm gonna do is curve it a bit more. You can see how it actually looks like. I'm gonna do is take it over here and see how it actually looks like. First I'm gonna do is curve it a bit more. Just keep it somewhere around here. I'm gonna take this over here and place it where I actually need it. I'm gonna just curve it a bit more. Left click on it and then curve it until you get your result. So as I got my result, I'm gonna click on OK, and you can see this has been done. I'm gonna press on Control T and select the text, which is going to be over here. I'm gonna place it like this. As you can see, it has been done. I'm gonna click on this OK, and that text has been applied. Next thing what we're gonna do is add in another layer or add in another text, which is going to be a big one, and then which will be able to be visible and usable. First I'm gonna click on the circle design and right click on it. I'm gonna go over to blending option and then change the stroke a bit so that it is like a lot more better. I'm gonna click on this and you can see an option like this will appear up. I'm gonna do is keep it over here, okay, so that I can see it for various purpose. I'm gonna click it like this and I'm gonna go over to the stroke section. I'm gonna do is increase the stroke. I'm gonna do is change the color to be somewhere around here but a bit more darker. So I'm gonna go down, which is going to be like this, and you can see the layer has been applied. And then you'll be able to do the same thing on the inner circle too. If you want to do that, first I'm going to do is like press on OK. I'm going to do is click on the circle design. I'm going to do is convert to layers, and you can see different layers has been made. I'm going to click on this extend tool, and I'm going to do is, let's say, ellipse 1, which is going to be this one, and in a layer, which is, let's say, which one it is, which is this one, okay? I'm going to press on over here, press on Control Z, and keep it here. I'm going to do is right click on it and do the same thing, okay? Changing in the stroke. I'm going to click on the stroke option. I'm going to do is increase it a bit more. You can keep it like this. That's like totally up to you. If you want to keep it inside or outside, you can do that too. Let's say I'm going to keep it outside. Press on OK, and then you'll be good to go. So next thing what we're going to do is going to be merging all of them together. But first I'm going to select on this text option. Press on Control T and keep it to be about like a bit here so that it's a lot more better. Press on OK after you're done. I'm going to do is select on each and every one and then convert it into a smart object. I'm going to click on these layers. Ellipse 2, right click on it, convert to smart object, and those have been turned into a smart object. You can see we can move it wherever we want. Now I'm going to click on another layer and I'm going to apply the text, okay? So I'm going to click on this text option and keep it over here. I'm going to cut it, and let's say I'm going to go over to this option of font and then select whichever font we want to use. So I'm going to do is take this over here so that I can see it, how it actually looks like. But first off, I need to put the text. Okay, let's say camping. Okay, I'm gonna just type in camp, select the text. I'm gonna go over and change the size. Okay, it's 36, which looks a lot more better, but I'm gonna increase it to 60 or 48. Okay, I'm gonna keep it to be, let's say, 60 or maybe like 72. That's like also totally doable. Press on Control Z. I'm gonna do is move tool and keep it over here. Do is right click on it, Control T, and I'm gonna do is drag it or keep it to be like this, and I'm gonna take it somewhere around like this. I'm gonna do is select the text again, click on text, and I'm gonna go over to this tool of changing the font and then see which one is actually usable. I can use this one too, which is also like quite subtle. Okay, select the one which you actually feel like is like good, and then actually just place it so that it is directly applied. You can use this brush script too, which is also like quite subtle and normal and looks a lot good too. But I'm gonna go down and see each and every one of them, how it actually looks like. can see this one is also good, but I'm gonna go down a bit more and find out the one which I actually need. You can use this one, but this looks not that good with this, the text or this, design. I'm gonna go down, and you can use this one too. I'm gonna go down a bit more, and I can use this, but I'm gonna go down a bit more and find out the specific one which I actually need. Okay, so I'm gonna go up and select the one which I selected, like at the second type or the second one. Okay, I'm gonna go up and select the one which I need, and then I will just apply it. And then let's say I'm gonna click on this one. As this has been selected, I'm gonna press on Ctrl T again, click on this move tool, and place it according to my desire. And you can also increase the size so that you can apply it for various purposes. I'm gonna take this a bit down, increase the size. I'm gonna keep it over here, which is camp. And after you're done, just click on this tool or click on this tick mark, and you can see that this has been made. But if you don't want to use it, press on Ctrl T again, and you can place it according to your desire. You can see that this is now at the middle, so I'm going to keep it over here. If you want it to be a bit curved, you can also do that too. But I'm going to click on this. I'm going to keep it over here. If you want to increase it or do some edits on it, just select on it, and then you'll be able to do that. I can keep it to be, like aligned to, or I'm just going to keep it to be like this so that it looks a lot better. Okay. Now I'm going to do is align it and then keep it like this. Click on this tick tool. What I'm going to do is going to be changing the color. If you want to change the color, press on this text tool again, Ctrl T, and you will select this and click on this text tool, and then select this part again, Ctrl T. What I'm going to do is press on Ctrl Z so that I don't need it. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to delete this because I don't need it. Click on this text tool or the camp. What I'm going to do is click on this text and then select this part. What I'm going to do is change the color. Click on this color. What I'm going to do is select on this part first and then change the color to be a lot more darker so that it looks a lot more better. You can select whichever color you want, but I'm going to keep it like this, and after you're done, just press on OK, and you can see that it has changed the color. After you're done, just click on this, and if you want to add in 3D, you can do that too. I'm just going to show you how you will be able to add in 3D. What I'm going to do is click on this, and I'm going to do is click on this color option again so that I can change the color according to my desire. So if you want to do that, I'm going to do is click on this properties or characters, whichever one you want to use. Let's say I'm going to go over to characters, select on the color. After I select on the color panel, you will see the interface which I used for like a couple of times will appear up, and then I'll be able to add in the 3D content too. As this has opened up, I'm going to click on 3D, okay, which you can see over here. You can select the color, and if it's actually a 3D content, you'll be able to add in the 3D content, but if it's not, you will not be able to apply it. So after you're done, just click on OK, and you will get the result. I'm going to keep it like this, and now what I'm going to do is the last thing, just convert all of these into a smart object and then mock it up to the t-shirt design, which I'm also going to show it to you right now. First I'm going to do is convert to smart object, and you can see all of them has turned into a smart object. Just click on this tool of move, and you can move it wherever you want. So I'm going to do is open up the mockup file. Okay, we are done with it. Press on yes. I'm going to click on okay. I'm just going to keep it over here. First I'm going to go over to file and open up the mockup file. So the mockup file is going to be right on this PS. I'm going to go down a bit more and select on the mockup file which I actually need. So I'm going to go up and select the mockup file. I'm going to go over to downloads, and you can see t-shirt design. I'm going to click on it, and you can see that this has been applied. So what I'm going to do is take this content which I have and take it over on this layer and paste it over here. Press on OK, and you will see it will appear like this. Press on Ctrl T and then paste it wherever you want. Let's say I'm going to keep it like this and paste it like this, and after you're done, just press on OK, and you can see this has been applied. Now you can convert both of them into a smart object, and then you will get the perfect t-shirt, which you can see from over here. Okay, so hope you understood everything about this lesson on how you will be able to make an adventure t-shirt design, but there is like a lot more things to do. I'm going to do is Control Z. Let's say I'm going to do is convert it into layer. I'm going to do is right click on it and create clipping mask. You can see it has been made into a clipping mask, and this is like perfectly merged on the t-shirt. So hope you understood everything about it and all of the steps. So if you didn't like, if you think that you are finding something to be a bit complex and you didn't understand a part, please let us know and we will guide you through the process. But what you have to do first is get some basic ideas about these tools, and then, fiddle with it a bit more, and then follow these steps, and then you will get an exact result. And also, if you want to make custom t-shirt designs, you will be able to make those too. So thank you for watching this video and also for staying with us until the end of this video.